Today we're going to learn about finding slope. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over or divided by x2 minus x1. What does M mean? M denotes the slope. y2 is the second y variable and y1 is the first y variable, and the same applies to x2 and x1. Another common way that people describe the slope is the rise over the run. So we can say the slope is equal to rise over run. Rise denoting the increase in the y, as for something to rise, it moves upwards, and the run representing movement in the x direction, as when you run, you often move forwards. So how do we find the slope of these problems here? A graph shows a line that passes through -2, 4, and 0, 0. So these are points here. This is the first point, point 1, and this is point 2. And each point has an x and a y value. So for the first point, point 1, we have an x value of -2. And we have a y value of 4. And for the second point, we have an x value of 0 and a y value of 0 as well. So thus, x1 is equal to -2 and y1 is equal to 4. Meanwhile, x2 is equal to 0 and y2 is also equal to 0. So now we can use our equation here to find slope. So that's going to be 0 minus 4 over 0 minus -2. So this is going to be 4 over 2, which is equal to -2. So this is the slope of our equation. This is equal to M. Now the second problem is in a tabular format, and the points are represented as the individual rows. So this is the first point, and this is the second point, as point 1 must hold an x and y value, and point 2 must also hold an x and y value. So thus we can see x1 is equal to -3, and y1 is equal to 4, while x2 is equal to 2, and y2 is equal to -3. Now let's solve our equation again. We have -3 minus 4 over 2 minus -3. This simplifies to -7 over 5. And so our slope is going to be -7 over 5. Lastly, we have a pair of points here, and this is the most bare bones a problem can get, where it just gives you 2 points and you're trying to solve for the slope between the 2 points. Let's see if we can quickly identify what we're looking for. Here are the 2 individual points. We know each one has an x and a y value. We know both of them start with an x, so these are both x's, and the second value is both y. And because -4, -8 is the second point, we're going to make the subscript 2 for both of these. And bam, now we have all the values we need to find the slope. So we have -8 minus 5 over -4 minus 6. And we're going to get -13 over -10. The negatives would cancel out and we get 13 over 10. So that's going to be our slope here.